Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our discussion for tonight. But before anything else, I'd like to congratulate all of you guys who belong to Grade 8 Kaimito and other sections from Dalangita, um, Durian, Kasoy, and Guyabano who surpassed or submitted their modules on time. So congratulations. I already checked all of your answers. I am near to finish to encode all of your scores to my class records. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you guys all. I hope you guys are well tonight while listening to our module four, quarter one module four discussion via online. Okay, so before we go forward to our formal discussion tonight, I want to give you some example here in my end to give you a review about the things that you have learned from your previous grades or previous level. So you have here the grade 8 Kaimito is solid but competitive. As you have noticed here, um, the grade 8 Kaimito is solemn. So they are silent. Solemn means they are silent. Um, this section is not so talkative because they are silent. But there is a red word there that, or a conjunction, or what we call this a connector, but competitive. So the word there, it's the first statement is they are silent or solemn, but the second statement is they're competitive. So the red connector signifies that the statement given or the sentence given is projected or indicates opposite. All right, opposite in um, opposite in um, um, opposite in statement. All right, and it gives what illustration or on how the grade 8 Kaimito or the characteristic of the Kaimito section. Okay, next next example, right? Rename is beautiful. In addition, she is responsible and smart. So as you have noticed here, our subject is Rename. First description is she is beautiful. And the red connectors or the red connector in addition signifies to the second statement she is responsible and smart. So in addition there indicates that the first statement uh, was giving another what do you call this ideas of how Rename or the characteristics of who really Rename is. Okay, so it gives additional ideas of who really Rename is. All right, hope you guys understand. So the red connectors or sentence or phrase that I gave earlier to you is what we call a transition signals. So tonight, I will bring you to our topic for our quarter one, module four, the use of sequence signals that indicate coherence. So our topic for tonight, it's all about sequence signals or the transition signals that I have mentioned earlier. All right. So now let's proceed to our discussion. So I have here a module. All right. I have here a module. So all of you guys are expected to hold your module while listening to my virtual discussion tonight. Okay. So by the way, I would like to recognize the author of this module, Miss Irene S. Akyatan. I'm very proud to present that she is my fellow English teacher in F. Bangoy National High School and the author of this module, Ma'am Irene Saligan Akyatan. So now let's proceed to our discussion. So here you are expected, or our objective for tonight's discussion is you are going to identify transition signals. Next is you're going to, after identifying the transition signals, you're going to classify them, all right, according to their functions. Next is last is you are going to use transition signals in writing, right? In writing to create a coherent paragraph or a dialogue. Okay? So now let's proceed to what I know. So here we're going to test your previous knowledge about transition signals. Okay? So here let's read directions first. Okay? We're going to complete the following paragraphs with the appropriate transition signals to be used and write the letter of your answer on the space provided before each number. Class, no worry, because I asked you from the very beginning that you are going to answer not directly to the modules, but put your answers in a separate paper. Okay, meaning answer diretso sa papel. Okay, now let's try to answer paragraph 1. Now, let's read. India is the 7th largest country in the world. It is a great country where people speak different languages. Blank, it is also full of different castes, creeds, religion, and cultures. So here, we are going to um, select what is the right transition signal to be used. So I think since this is um, if we read the first statement and if we connect the second statement, it's quite give um what we call this additional, or yeah, gives an illustration of what really the country of India really is. Okay, they are not just they are the one or the 7th largest country all over the world. And the second statement is also full of different castes, creeds, religion, and culture. So here we're going to um, um, put A moreover, B although, C otherwise, and letter D in conclusion. So I think the first statement and the second statement should be uh, um, joined by, I think the correct answer is moreover. Why? Because moreover gives additional ideas of what the country India really is. All right. So the country India is a large one of the 7th largest country all over the world. And the second statement, it is also meaning the first statement or the second statement is the additional idea for the first statement uh, will be continue it will be continued by the second statement. So we used here moreover. Okay. So this is my answer. If you think that it is right, just um, follow my answer. Or if you have another answer, it's fine. Just make sure that um, your answer is correct. Okay? I give you just a hint how to answer this, what I know activity from paragraph 1. Okay? So now let's proceed to after answering the numbers 1 until 5 from in paragraph 1, you are asked to proceed to paragraph 2, then answer numbers 1 to 5 as well. Then after reading and answering the paragraph 2, then you are going to proceed to paragraph 3, then answers 1 until 5. Okay? All right. So here now let's go to our discussion for tonight in lesson 1. So in lesson 1, identify and use signals that indicate coherence. All right. So what's in here? We have an activity. Activity 1 for lesson 1. What's in? So the direction is we are going to what? Read the sentences below. Arrange the sentences as to what procedure comes first. So meaning, ilagay nyo number 1 if papalagay nyo ito yung una yung nangyari, or this is the first, or the first statement, and you're going to put two if it is the next. Third and fourth would be the last, or for the conclusion part. So I think it's easy to understand, class, here, or to put our answers, because there is a connectors before the statement. So here, I think the correct, just look at the first word in each statement. Next, finally, then, and first. So definitely, we have a hint now. So first, rinse the cut or wound with water and apply pressure with sterile gauze and a bandage or a clean cloth. So this is the first, I think, the uh, um, statement to be used or in a paragraph. Okay. Next would be, I think, um, after rinse, uh, we're going to put some water from our wound. Then we're going to place bandage. So where is the next? So here we just put number 2 here. Okay. So that's for activity number 1. Then you have a hint here. There finally. So meaning this is a finale, or the last part. So supposed to be. No, not supposed to be. But in conclusion, we got already a hint that this is number 4, the last part of our statement. So I think there's no more. So this is number 3 already. So we have answers now. Okay. So check if your answer is correct by scanning or looking the last page of this module. If we are correct, right? So I think it is correct. These our answers are correct, I think, for sure. All right. Now let's go to what's new. So what's new for our discussions? So now let's go to our activity 2.1 for what's new. Here we're going to read what? A comic strip. Okay, we're going to read a comic strip about the Brahman, the thief, and the ghost. All right. All right. So this is the title of our comic strip or readings for tonight. So don't forget the title. Okay. Then after this, you just reading. Then there are following questions to be thrown to you, so that you will be to test if you really understand your readings. Okay. So before that, let's read the comic strip or the conversation of the Brahman, the thief, and the ghost. All right. So here, I want to read it to you. There was once a poor Brahmin in a certain place. He lived on presents and always did without such luxuries as fine clothes and ointments and perfumes and garlands and gems and betel gum. Someone pitied him and gave him two cubs. Okay? The Brahman began when they were little and fed them on butter and oil and fodder and other things that he begged. Then a thief saw them, and the idea came to him at once. So this is the conversation. The conversation starts. I will steal these cows from the Brahman, according to the thief. So here, the thief was all set to steal the cows. However, while on his way, he met a monstrous creature. The thief said, "Who are you, sir?" Okay, the ghost said, "I am a ghost named Truthful. It is now your turn to explain yourself." So here, next is, I'm afraid, no, 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 I'm a thief, and my acts are cruel. In fact, I am on my way to steal two cows from a poor Brahman. My dear sir, I take one meal every 3 days, so I will just eat this Brahman today. It is delightful that you and I are on the same errand. So together they waited for the proper moment. When the Brahman went to sleep, the ghost started forward to eat him. All right. Then, my dear sir, this is not right. Before you eat the Brahman, I will steal his 2 cows first. Then the ghost replied, the racket would most likely wake the Brahman. In that case, all my trouble would be vain. Okay. On the other hand, um, on the other hand, your hindrance arise when you to eat him. Then I cannot steal the 2 cows either. All right. So I think plus the conversation was cut. So I will send it to you na lang. All right. So that you will read them or the conversation of these 3 characters in the comic strip. Okay. Then after reading the one, let's see if I have the copy. I have a copy class here. All right. On the other hand, if any hindrance arise when you start to eat him, then I cannot steal the 2 cows either. All right. First, I will steal the 2 cows, then you may eat the Brahman. Okay. So they disputed, each crying, me first, me first. As a result, the hubbub woke the Brahman. So meaning, the hubbub means there is a sudden noise from the crowd, meaning the Brahman woke up, meaning nakamata or the Brahman walks up. All right. So the Brahman walk, then suddenly Brahman, this is the thief. So there is a conversation with these 3 characters here. According to the thief, Brahman, according to the ghost, Brahman, this is the thief who wishes to steal your 2 cows. And the thief responds, Brahman, this is a ghost who wishes to eat you. So the Brahman stood up and took a good look. He uttered a prayer for his favorite god. He saved his life from the ghost. Moreover, he lifted a club and saved his 2 cows from the thief. So that's the story behind of these 3 characters: the Brahman, the thief, and the ghost. So don't forget the conversation or the story behind of this comic strip, because you're going to answer next the following questions related to the story. All right, I have here a question. Number 1, how would you describe the Brahman? So, A, he was a man who lived with luxuries in life. Tama ba? Letter B, he was a man who lived in a band with different animals. Letter C, he was a poor man who lived on presents and did not mind about luxuries in life. And letter D, he was a poor man who lived on presents, but he wished to have the luxuries in life. So what do you think is the correct answer? So I give you a hint. So based off what I have understood, I think the correct answer is letter C. So that's my answer. I don't know what's your answer, but for in my answer is letter C. He was a poor man who lived on presents and did not mind about luxuries in life. Simple lang siya. Okay? Then number two question. What did the thief and the ghost plan to do? So what they are planning, the two character, the thief and the ghost, what they're planning to the um, Brahman. So A, the thief planned to steal Brahman's cows. The ghost wanted to eat the Brahman. B, the thief planned to steal Brahman's horses. The ghost wanted to eat the Brahman. C, the thief planned to steal Brahman's cows. The ghost wanted to scare the Brahman. And letter D, the thief planned to steal Brahman's cows, and the ghost wanted to make friends with Brahman. So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, I will not give you the answers now. I have give you the freedom to choose what's your answer. But don't forget, after answering these questions, you may refer your answer or check your answers by looking at the back of this module. All right. Then number 3, what was the reason of the argument between the thief and the ghost? So these are the following choices. And number 4, when they became hated, the hubbub waked the Brahman. What is the meaning of hubbub? So I mentioned it earlier, right? So what is hubbub means? Okay, hubbub means A, sigh, B, moon, C, noise, D, murmur. So it's a very simple question. And number 5, how did the Brahman respond to the thief and the ghost? So you have 4 choices here, and you may read them, then select your select your preference or the best answer, or the what we call this, the correct answer. Okay, then after that we have another activity by uh, going back to the comic strip that we have read earlier. Then you're going to identify what are those transition signals that are being used in the comic strip or in the story. Then after that, you are going after identifying those transition signals there, you may put them where they where they belong. If they belong to shows, or if that transition signal shows condition, you may put uh, them here. If the transition signals that you are that being identified are shows cause and effect relationship, then you may put them here as well. Then if the transition signal shows clarification of ideas, so you may put them here as well. And if the transition signal shows sequence of events like first, second, third, fourth, and finally, so you may put them here as well. Then lastly, of the transition signals that you have been identified earlier, that are or that shows additional or information like and what you call another one also, you may put them here as well. Okay, all right, so I give you an example so that you will be guided. The things that I've got from the comic strip earlier was the word however, and I'm pretty sure that my answer is correct. However shows condition. All right, so I will put the however transition signal here. So is that fine with you? So that's my answer. I just give you one answer so that you will be guided. Okay, then all the identified transition signals, you may put them in the box where they belong. All right. So the same with what I am doing tonight. Okay. So that's my answer. But this is not only however, ha? Marami pang ibang transition signals na makukuha natin sa comic strip or sa dialogue ng Ghost, Brahman, and Thief. All right. Just identify them, then put where they belong here. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to activity number 2. It is quite related to our previous activity that we are going to identify transition signals, but you are going to classify now. So you will be given a transition signals in the backs. There's a lot of transition signals there. However, from that, you just, because it's quite simple, not going beyond uh, to the backs, but we are focused just on the backs. All right. So in instance here, I have here the example as a result. So as a result, so here number 1, as a result, what do you think? Do you think where this as a result transition signal belong? Is it for addition or giving ideas or additional ideas, or if it is sequential or giving a sequence of events, or if these transition signals present cause and effect relationship, or it gives condition or illustration of a specific condition or intentions, or if this transition signals that as a result shows clarification of ideas, you may put that here. Okay, but for me, I think as a result, as a result, transition signal, uh, just this is just an example how so that we will be guided. I think it is the as a result transition signal should be put in the cause and effect, or because it shows cause and effect relationship. Okay, all right. What would be the effect? What would be the cause of it? In instance, um, President Duterte is brutal. Okay, as a result, the Philippines became bloody, meaning maraming patay na mga criminals. So the that's the big help of the transition signal as a result, because it gives justice to the first statement, which is Duterte is brutal. As a result, or giving effect to the word brutal. Giving what is the effect of brutal? The Philippines or the country became bloody, meaning maraming patay, because Duterte is quite brutal to the uh, to the criminals, or to the to the bad guys. You know that already. Okay, so that's my answer. I hope you guys understood. All right. So more, there's a lot of transition signals here. You just identify them where they belong, okay, and just put where you prefer to put them. All right. Okay. Now let's go to what is it. Then here, very easy. In page 13, you are going to uh, highlight your understanding about transition signals here. So first, we just the module gives you the definition of what is transition signals. So transition signals are used to connect or link words, phrases, or sentences. So it is just a connectors or to connect from words, phrases, or sentences. Or from it connects the sentences for us to understand more the sentence or the main thought of the statement. So that's the purpose why we have these transition signals, to give us understanding and a well thought conversation with others, because um, it might our conversation gives additional ideas, or it gives cause and effect, or it gives illustration. So that's a big help for us to be understood by others. Okay. Okay. And for you, it helps you as a readers understand the connection of ideas presented by the author. Okay. So that's the main function of the transition signals. All right. And we have here an example. When I read it to you, he uttered a prayer to his favorite god, then he saved his life from the ghost. All right. Moreover, he lifted a club and saved his two cows from the thief. So, did you notice, class, that we have word here, moreover? So, I know that you identify the moreover transition signals earlier. But now, let's go back. What's the definition of the transition signal moreover? So the word moreover signals a piece of information added to the previous statement, meaning it gives additional ideas from the first statement to your second statement. Moreover, meaning adds, or it gives additional information or ideas. All right? Next, first, I will steal. Very easy lang ito, class, kasi may first sequence na sa first, second, third, fourth. So first, I will steal the two cows. So first here, the transition signal use is first. So it gives or signals the beginning or the sequence of the events of the beginning. First man, so beginning siya. Next, first I will steal the two cows, then you may eat the Brahman. So the word Brahman here indicates that what is the next action to be done. All right? Okay. Next, last. So they disputed, each crying, me first, me first. As a result, the hubbub woke the Brahman. So here, as a result, transition signal is being used here. Um, we the as a result transition signal signifies that the next information shows the effect of the action done by a character. So meaning what would be the result of the of the action of the first statement. So it gives a hint for us to understand what would be the next uh, statement. Okay, what will be the result? So, or it gives the first statement clarity because we have the uh, another information, okay, added. Okay, or it gives the you know uh, the effect of the first statement, and we can find the effect to the second statement, which is the hubbub walk the Brahman, because of the word, or from our signal used, from the transition signals that being used as a result. Follow? Okay. Now we have here next in that case, so in fact, and so on and so forth. So you may read them freely. Okay, now let's go to what's more. So here, the same of the same or related, or what we call this, similar to the activity that we've done a while ago. Now we are going to find a cues, or finding cues. So it's quite similar, but here you're going to read a statement or a paragraph. Then after that, you're going to identify the transition signal, or the sequential signals that being used in the paragraph given. So here, um, you just identify. Then I think all of the transition signals that are being used here are sequential, because we have first, we have also next, we have also finally, and we have last. So most of the transition signals here are sequential. So all of them must be put inside of this box. All right. So if you can find some more, so you have the freedom to put them where they belong. All right. So I have here, I give you a hint first. Okay. So it's a bonus class. Right? Okay. Next here, you are going to read the paragraph 2. So you're going to read another paragraph, then find transition signal, then put where they belong, where they're supposed to be placed. Okay? Where they're supposed to be placed. Okay? Saan sila dapat mapunta? Dapat na correct. What's the function of the transition signals that you have chosen? Am I correct? Okay. Then another paragraph, which is the paragraph 3. The paragraph again, you just read them. Paragraph, you just read the paragraph, then I find the transition signal, then put the transition signal where it's supposed to be placed here. Okay. Now let's go to activity 4. Here, you will be given a missing conversation, or a missing transition signals. So where do you find the correct transition signal? Here in the box. So you're going to find the correct transition, or the missing transition signals from the box. So you'll need to do just choose the correct transition signals in the box. And before you answer that, I give you a clue. Read the entire conversation. Just read the entire conversation, and I'm pretty sure, and I guarantee that you will understand the scenario. Then you have the easy method, or easy um, action to get the correct answer. Okay, just read and understand so that you will get the correct transition signals that should be placed in each number. Okay, correction, or note that every number there is a corresponding point, so don't forget that. Okay, now let's go to test what you have learned. This is our final, or the day 5 of our modular education in this week. Okay, in this first quarter. So this is what you have learned, to test what you have learned from the things that we discussed earlier. So here you're going to test your understanding. So what is the blank are used to connect words or phrases and sentences? So you need to do, just put the answer there. Okay? I already discussed that one earlier, so it's easy for you to spot the correct answer, right? Okay. The number 2 question here, transition signals signify different ideas like addition, like blank, like blank. So here there's a hint, addition, and other ideas. Okay, I give you another idea. Sequential, kind of step by step, like first, second, third. So that's, you can put them sequence or sequence of events and so on and so forth. So that's only a hint for you to get the correct answer. All right. Then you just put your answers from the remaining blanks here. Then the last question for what I have learned is transition signals are clues for the reader to know the blank of ideas the author presented. So what do you think is the missing blank here? Okay, I know that you have your answer there, so just put your answer in the blank. Just fill in your answer in the blank. Okay, all right. So here, what I can do. So what are the things that you can do? So here's the last objective that we are aiming to achieve. You're going to write, di ba? Remember, ang first objective natin, identify. Then the second one is you're going to classify. And number 3, you're going to use them through writing. So number 3 now, we are near to end. So you're going to write, you're going to write a sentence or a statement or a paragraph using these transition signals with a given topic. That, in instance, you are a leader, and you are about to report about Korea. So just set up yourself that you as a leader. Then if magrupo kayo, what would be the conversation? Then write all the conversation that you want to impose to your group mates, because you are a leader, and you are just writing. Then the topic would be about setting up your report and reporting about Korea. All right. So I hope that you understand the instructions that I give to you. So you will be given, from that output, you will be graded according to the rubric presented in your modules here. Okay. So we have 4, which is the highest, and 4, if you reach the 4, from the 4 category, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you perfect the content, you will get 4. If you get 4 for the grammar, if you will get 4 for the writing mechanics, if you will get 4 for the organization, if you get 4 for the penmanship, yung maganda yung pagkasulat, then 5 times 4 would be 20. So the highest score for this activity would be 20 points. So good luck, and hopefully you will get the perfect score for the activity. And lastly, we have here, don't forget, the 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 meat of the performances that we have in this module, the assessment. Don't forget to answer the assessment, because this is the only thing that this is the only thing, or the activity that that being used to measure your understanding from the module given. So you will be graded according to what you have understood based on answering the final assessment. Okay, most of you answered the assessment from the previous modules, but some of you did not answer ever the assessment. Okay, just want you to know that this is the meat of the modular. Aside from the learning, aside from the things that you have done, or the activities, now the assessment will give a proof that you really understand from the very beginning of the module until to the end of the module. So I can't wait to see your scores. Okay, so here you will be given questions from 1 to 6, and there's first test 1. So here you will be given a question. So please don't forget to answer this portion. Okay? Fair. Okay. Wanna read you number 1 for test 1? She failed to follow the recipe. The taste of adobong manok is not good. What signal should be used in the sentence to show cause and effect? So what? A, since. B, however. C, although. D, consequently. Number 2. The air attacks the city. All right, the air attacks in the city. Sorry. The air attacks the city, and where's the additional statement here? Nawala kasi dyan. The air attacks the city. The air attacks blank. The air attacks the city was a complete disaster. What signal is appropriate to be used in the sentence? A. Then. B. After. C. Before. D. Finally. Number 3. When Mayor decided to lessen mass transportation, I decided to buy a bike. Blank. I would not be able to report to the hospital rather. What transition signal is appropriate to be used in the sentence to show that the second statement is possible if the first idea exists? A. Then. B. However. C. Moreover. And D. Otherwise. 4. Nestor made his project with dedication. Blank. His teacher gave him a good grade. What transition signal is best to use in the sentence? A. Since. B. However. C. Although. D. Consequently. 5. Mercury is a small planet. Blank. It is slightly larger than our moon. Which transition signal is appropriate to use to clarify the first sentence? A. In fact. B. As a result. C. In addition. D. For instance. And last number for test 1. Bianca topped the exam. Blank. She spends most of her nights studying the lessons. Which transition signal is appropriate to be used in the sentence? A. In fact. B. Because. C. In addition. D. For instance. And test 2, you will be going to complete the following paragraphs with the appropriate signals to be used. Okay, you're going to choose your answer from the box. Also, same of what the things that we done earlier. You are just reading the paragraph here. Paragraph 1, then choose your answer from the given transition signals at the top. All right, am I understood? Okay. Then paragraph 2 is the same thing. You have been given a choices here, the box or in the rectangle part, rectangle. Then you're going to put the transition signals where they should be placed. All right? Okay. In additional activities, you will see here a picture. Then from that picture, you will be given a paragraph here. A blank paragraph should be filled in. So from that, where do you get your paragraph or the statement that should be placed in the blank? You will choose your additional statement from the box given at the top of the picture. Okay? All right. So here I give you an example. I give you an example so that you can also give or, answer the following activity. All right. So here, finishing my studies is the greatest gift I could give to my parents. Sending me to school is not easy. So what do you think is the proper second statement to be used or with a transition signal? So I think this is it. In fact, my father needed to have two jobs just to make sure that my sibling and I will have our allowance. So what do you think is the correct? Is that correct? It's up to you to analyze. Okay, but my point of view, that's my choice. But it's up to you to analyze if it is correct or incorrect. Just replace it. All right. Do you have any questions so far, class? After answering those activities, you may scan the last part. You will see the key answers so that you will check your understanding if you really get a high score or get the low score. Okay, so I want to remind everyone that all of the things that we are done online or module printed modular education, you are obliged to read it first, then understand, then put your answers. Do not copy directly the answers. Okay? The methods or the mechanics is you're going to read, understand, and put your answers. Then lastly, you're going to check your answers by looking at the back portion of the module. Okay? All right. So if you have some more questions, you just comment your questions below in this video. All right? Good night, class, and God bless you.